If you leave the room thinking, did I sound dumb? Was I annoying? Did I talk too much? Or do uncomfortable things just so someone else doesn't feel uncomfortable? Then this is for you. This is a podcast about girlhood, womanhood, and what we've experienced. This is where we will share stories, some funny, some not so funny. Here we all share one thing. We're anxious as fuck.
So let's get into this episode. Lane and I were just talking about some pretty amazing things that are happening for her, and those intrusive thoughts, fear of success bubbled up.
Yeah, we were just saying, so my boyfriend got some good news about his job, and we're very excited. It's been like a waiting game, and we're just excited that he got the good news that he wanted. But then I got a really good job offer as well. I got signed to edit a pretty cool audiobook. And I just was talking to him on the phone last night on my way home. And I was just thinking, like, too many good things are happening. Like, something's bound to go wrong now because I'm like, one thing after another, it both happened the same day. So it was kind of like anxiety filled for me to like know that if too many good things are happening, the universe is going to balance it out and something bad's going to happen. But that's irrational.
It's like that is what anxiety is, though, it's those intrusive thoughts that might not make sense if you're to like speak it out loud, but you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, which is preparing yourself for what disappointment could come. But then how do you live in that moment? Like, those are some pretty amazing things that are about to happen to you or happen for you, and you've earned it. You've worked this hard to get there. How about just like welcoming them? Like, what are you going to do? How do you get through that and over that hump?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I know, and even like when I was in school and stuff, like the night before my graduation, like this was such a big thing that was happening, and I was so excited. And I worked for 4 years. I finished my degree in 4 years, and I worked jobs while I was in my degree. Like, I worked really hard, but I was like at home throwing up the day before my graduation because I felt like for some reason they weren't going to let me graduate. I had no logical reason for this, like absolutely none. I submitted all my paperwork. I did all my stuff. I had like passed all my classes, and like I still was like, they're not going to let me graduate. I know it. I'm going to get there and they're not going to have my degree. They're going to be like, nope, it didn't get shipped. Sorry, you can't walk. And I was going to have to go tell my whole family that I couldn't walk. Like, I was dead set that I was not going to graduate that day. And I was like literally puking in the bathroom the night before.
How viral that happened?
I don't know. Like, it's actually so bad. And that's my brain with like good things that are happening. It's like, it's not actually going to happen. And I don't really have like proof for it. But like, that's kind of like the anxiety that I've always had, this irrational, horrible feeling that like I don't deserve the really good things that are about to happen. And I don't know if that's compiled with like ADHD and the rejection sensitivity that I do face with ADHD, or if it's like a genuine like anxiety symptom that I have. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's real for me.
This is okay. Like, getting out of your own way can be difficult. Like, I honestly am very curious of the people who don't feel like that.
Yeah.
Like your partner.
Yeah.
Right? My partner too, where like they don't think about that other side of it. They don't have this anxiety that like pokes their head in every single day of their life. Is that something that like literally pokes in at every single day of your life, or is it just like big events?
No, I think it's like a lot of things. It's definitely not like good things that happen to other people around me. Good things that happen to me, like no matter what, I'm like, no, it's got to get balanced out. Something else has got to go wrong.
But why? Like,
I don't know.
Okay, is there something that like, has there been something where something really good happened and it has balanced out? Like, anything that sticks out for you?
No, like I graduated high school. I had a pretty decent high school career. I went to school. I guess I got into school and then COVID happened. Maybe that was kind of traumatizing. I'm not sure.
When I think of, because it's kind of like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Fair? Okay. So like when I think of imposter syndrome, it's somebody who's not qualified to do something.
Yeah.
You are absolutely qualified.
Yeah.
You also have the experience and you're quite young.
Yeah.
So at any, like if you were to do like a deep dive into why you have those thoughts.
I feel like I don't necessarily deserve every single good thing that's going to happen because of the times that I've messed up and like of the times that like abandoned in situations that like haven't made me feel good, felt like I was doing well and then I had a client cancel on me or something like that. Like,
That is completely irrational.
mm,
That is absolutely rational. Like,
yeah.
there's a place that comes from. And like, so I'm reading this book. It's called The Emotional Brain by Dean Burnett. And the funny thing is I don't really love reading. I feel like it's, I could be cleaning. Like I'm like an anxious cleaner. Like,
Yeah.
everything that I have to keep moving.
Yeah.
Like that's my thing. So to sit there and read a book and not think about 14 other thoughts or 14 other things that I have to do right now is just no bueno for me. So I'm reading this book and it's about like the emotional brain, kind of like how like it tracks, and like something as much as like a smell can trigger an emotion. And these are kind of common knowledge things, but it kind of just shows that what we think is irrational is absolutely not irrational at all. It's a place from hurt and abandonment, and how we like navigate the world and how we accept certain things. Like your brain is absolutely valid to think those things.
Mm-hmm.
But man, like you are qualified. Like you are all those things. Like
I know. It's like, it's back to the graduation thing. Like there was literally no reason that I shouldn't have graduated. Like,
No.
like literally no, like it wasn't like, oh, I, just scraped by. Like, no, I finished my last semester with all A's. Like there was literally no reason.
you're like you're doing so well.
I know, it's really bad. And the good thing about me though is that like I won't get in my own way in that way. Like I don't think that I'm not capable. Like I keep trying, and like I know that I am. Like I don't like give up on things because I'm scared that it's not gonna go well.
Yeah.
And like I have this like really, really irrational fear. If too many good things are happening, like one really, really, really bad thing is gonna happen. And to me that's like, I'm literally gonna sound crazy. It's like somebody's gonna die. My boyfriend's gonna break up with me. Or I'm gonna lose my big client or something like that. If too many things happen, like one really bad thing is gonna happen, and then I'm gonna get like set off the track because I feel like that's life, right? Like your things are going really well and then like plummeted with like something really bad.
But is also that like a tool, like to always just like expect for something to drop? Just like, okay, like I'm really, really happy, and happiness attracts more happiness. But there's also that chance, so kind of like keeps you like humbled.
Yeah.
Is it maybe like a tool? Like
Maybe.
you want to let go of it. I don't know, but like honestly, like I feel like also being an anxious person is like
You find comfort in your anxiety.
Yes.
Yes. 100%.
Oh my gosh. I've never
Yeah.
yes, it's
Yeah.
finding comfort in your anxiety. Like,
Yeah.
do you want that to change, or do you think it like humbles you as this person who's like very grateful for all the happiness and wonderful things you have, but also on the other end of it, you still know that one day that could all disappear?
Yeah. I definitely think I could live without like the fear of like people dying.
That'd be nice.
But like other than that, like no, like I get what you're saying, because like yeah, it does definitely like keep me in check a lot of the time, where I'm like, okay, like yeah, I'm gonna be 25 in just a little over a month, and
Which is so fun.
yeah, and I'm feeling good about where I am in my career, and my boyfriend and I are really steady, and we're going at a really good pace, and I love where we are, and our plan is to move in together pretty soon, and like we're happy, and that's good and that's great, and I don't want to get like an inflated ego over like the fact that I feel behind in other people in my age, but I also feel ahead of other people my age, so I don't want to feel like too ahead, but like I also don't want to feel too behind, so I'm always in like that weird like middle ground, which is where I think my brain goes, don't worry, something bad could happen, you could get derailed,
But you'll be prepared.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
life doesn't give you what you can't handle, but also like, can I handle it? I don't know. Like, yeah, it's like I had the meeting with the lady who decided to sign me to do her audiobook, and she said to me like, I've never edited an audiobook. I've edited podcasts for the last year and a half of my life, but like I've never edited a professional audiobook before. And she said like, do you have experience? And I said, no, like I have no experience editing audiobooks, but I have lots of experience editing audio. So like it can't be that different, really. And she was like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. And I just remember thinking like, I really hope so. Like I really hope that like my skills transfer, but then, and it's not that I don't feel qualified, but like I don't have this like overwhelming sense of like I can 100% do it, and like I'm the best there is and I have the best skills and I know I'm qualified and I have a degree. Like, I don't have that as a person. Like, and I think that that's where it comes from, is like a lack of confidence in like my, not really like myself, but also like the decisions I've made, and like, are they the right decisions? And you know, am I making the right choices for my life and XYZ? And so I think that's where it comes from for me, is like, I can make this decision, but what if it's the worst decision I made and then somebody ends up dying? Like literally, what the hell?
I'm
But,
not
like-
laughing because it's funny, but like that one's a little irrational,
But like,
but it's valid.
yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of stuff.
Man.
And I don't know where it comes from, because my mom has anxiety, but I don't think she has this kind of anxiety, so I can't really blame this one on
But
her.
I think that's the other thing, and I think that's the point of like doing this podcast, is there's so many times where I think that I have an emotion or an anxiety I've felt by myself, like that nobody else has felt this feeling or feels this way about themselves. Like, I don't even know how I got to where I got in my career. Like, I literally had no idea. But the entire way, it's other people telling me what I'd be good at, never taking my own, being like, oh yeah, I'm good at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's other people telling me that's how I have the confidence. And then the entire time doing that job, I'm thinking that I don't belong here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
and then I find out that all these other people who have the master's degree, who have even like the degrees, the diplomas, the whatevers, that are far more on paper qualified to do my job or something in my realm, and we're doing the same thing, but I will always, always, always feel like I don't belong here,
Mm-hmm.
but they do too,
Mhm.
even though they have all those things. So no matter what, there's people who are going to have either end of those feelings. And then you do a podcast like this and you realize that so many more people feel like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's this whole, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. And maybe there's people that are going to hear this and be like, I feel exactly like that.
Yeah.
So you're not alone.
Yeah. I definitely appreciate that, because sometimes I feel like I'm crazy. Like, I'm like literally like life is just going on the track that it's supposed to go on. And just because I'm doing good things doesn't mean that something bad has to happen. Like, you know, bad things are going to happen in life, like 100%. But it might not be like the death of like my loved one.
Yeah, I can't stop laughing because like you kind of laugh at it too.
Well, because it's crazy. It's literally, it's kind of crazy. Like, it really is. And like, I know that it is. Like, that's not something that I'm like, oh, it's fine that I think that. Like, no, I know that it's, you know, not the healthiest way of like looking at life. But I think it's because like my biggest fears are the ones that I think would actually destroy parts of my life. And like, my biggest fears are like losing people that I love. And like, I'm very, very, very close to my family, and I love them so much. And like, I can't even imagine like losing these people that I spend every day of my life with and care so much about. Like, these things, those are like my biggest fears, right? And that's what like creeps in, is like, okay, so like if that happened, like how would I be? And like, even if I lost my job, like how would I feel? And if my boyfriend broke up with me, like how would I do that? And what if we get married and then we get divorced? How am I going to get through that? Like, I feel like most people think about, but maybe don't take to the extreme that I do, where like it keeps me up at night when I think about impossible situations that don't exist yet.
So how do you get to the other side of that then?
Fall asleep,
Okay.
wake up.
But like, I'm not surprised, because I feel like everybody has like their anxieties.
Mhm.
But you were more confident coming in here today than I was. Like, you're like, every time I'm like, okay, like I'm not sure I want to do this anymore. Like, I'm like backing out, and you're like, it's gonna be fine. We're good. And like, you seem like so confident and calm, and like you don't have all those thoughts preventing you from doing things like that are going to be fun and successful and like have a good day. So what puts you on the other end of that other than falling asleep? Like,
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think because some days it's better than other days too. Like, there could definitely be a day that I come in here and I've like, you know, just like had a really bad morning and was super anxiety filled, or had a bad day at work or whatever, and you know, was just stressed out. But I think that I am a person that really likes to like the things that I enjoy. Like, I love to enjoy the things that I enjoy, and whether that's, you know, hiking or hanging out with friends or spending time with my mom or my brother or whatever, like those are the things I enjoy, and I live life to enjoy what I like, right? And so when I come here and I'm like, this is fun for me, like this is literally my chosen profession. Like, doing this is like what I wanted to do throughout my 4 years of university. So for me, I feel lucky that I've had the opportunity to do it for over a year now and like enjoy it so much and reap the benefits. And so when I come in here, I'm like, yeah, like maybe I even feel a little anxious, but like I don't want it to like overtake the thing that I love, you know?
I just want to say, like, I feel very privileged to like have this opportunity to do this with you. Like, you are very intelligent, and you are very good at what you do, and your feelings are valid, but this is really cool.
I really enjoyed doing this with you too. I feel the same way about you. I was kind of nervous to work with you because not that you've intimidated me like where we used to work together, but like I always felt like you had everything together, and you had like,
oh my
you
God,
had
I love you keep saying stuff like that.
I was like, you have like a really nice husband, and you, like at the time you had a really, really cute daughter, and now you have two really cute kids. And I was like, look at her. And I honestly thought you were younger than you were too. Like, yeah. Like I think we started working together when you were like 30, 31, but I thought you were like 26. And I was like, wait, how does she have so much together? I was like, what the heck? Like, I thought you were so much younger too. And like, you have a lot together even for like your age. But like, I just thought you were like closer to my age. And I was like very like, she's going to think I'm so lame because I'm literally like 4 steps below her in career and I'm still in school. But like, I really liked working with you, and I was so excited when you messaged me because I was like, oh, I love working with Caitlin. She's so smart. She knows what she's doing.
Now I have the confidence to do this podcast. I'm really happy about this. And I hope that whatever comes of this and what we're doing resonates with more people, because I think we have something really special here. Mm-hmm. Not going to cry. Not going to cry. Not going to emotionally cry. But yeah, I think we have something really special here, and I hope that it brings a lot of listeners. And
I think
that
so.
might be our perfect, what's it called? Like an outro?
Yeah.
Exclude? I don't know.
Yeah, exclude. Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Good Girls Have Anxiety. If you have a story you'd like to share with us, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at goodgirlshaveanxiety@gmail.com.
You can follow us on Instagram at goodgirlshaveanxiety_podcast. Keep listening for more ways to get in touch with us and hear more about what we have coming up.